God did not want Moshe to lash out at him. And Moshe grasped hold of the staff, the branch which is symbolic of the tribes which comprise the nation, from the presence of Yahowah in the manner which he instructed him. Then Moshe summoned, along with Aaron, the contingent community to the presence of the rocky outcropping. And so, two things, so far so good. He's got his staff. He summoned the children of Yisra'el. He is 2 for 2 so far. He then said to them, please, listen, those of you who are rebellious and embittered, is it possible that from this crag we will bring forth water for you? Before I go on, that's the third mistake. Yahowah said, I don't want you to deal in hypotheticals. I want you to gather the people. I want you to speak to the rock. Everything will be cool. So Moshe decides to ad lib and said, hey, do you think it's possible? It's kind of a dare. Do you think it's possible that those
water
of you
from a
who
rock?
are rebellious and embittered, that from this rock will come forth water? Lots of things wrong here. It wasn't on behalf of or for the malicious and embittered, the rebellious, that this rock was going to perform. It was somebody who wasn't embittered, who was not religious, that would speak to the rock, and the rock would perform. Well, God's brought the children of Yisrael who are embittered and made it sound like they can somehow get this rock to perform. No, they couldn't. And why the hypothetical? And what's the line from Star Wars that Yoda says? Don't try, do or don't do. There is no try. But that's still how this is being presented. Then Moshe raised up his hand and he struck the rocky outcropping with his staff. Twice, with 2 strikes. And abundant waters came out. So the community of restoring testimony drank, as did their livestock. Therefore, Yahowah said to Moshe and to Aaron, before we do this, think what they did here. The staff was supposed to be symbolic. What is the staff primarily symbolic of? I read in the earlier one that the word for staff in Hebrew actually speaks of the 12 tribes that comprise the community of Israel. It's mateh. It also means branch. But the staff is the
leadership,
tool of
protection, a bunch of things. Yeah, I'm a shepherd.
What is the staff a tool of? A shepherd, right?
Shepherd.
And so God says, if you're going to have a leader, I want that leader to be a shepherd. And I want the leader to act like a shepherd. The difference is that if you've got a king who is not a shepherd, he's going to live in his big old palace, and he's going to treat the people like they're a threat to him. And he is not going to walk with them or sleep with them or talk with them or hang with them or protect them. That's not what the kings do. That's what shepherds do. Shepherds live with the sheep. They walk with the sheep. They lead the sheep. They spend quality time together in a mutually beneficial way. That's the shepherd staff. So Moshe, as the shepherd, was tending to the needs of the sheep. That's what the staff represented. But rather than use the staff that way, he whacked the staff against the rock. No, not trying to beat not trying to beat God. We're not trying to beat the staff. We're not playing
beat the water out of the rock.
Yeah. However, it put Yahowah in a bad spot. What do you think the children of Israel would have done if the rock had not yielded water after Moshe had played truth and dare and struck the rock? So Yahowah does not want to embarrass his man.
No.
Now, Moshe was the best he had to work with, was an extraordinary individual, and so the rock performed and gushed out water because the alternative was to put Moshe in a very bad light. And the alternative, which was Aaron, was not a good choice. And after Aaron, well, there was Koleb, and there was Yosha, but there wasn't much to draw to.
No.
And Moshe was at the end of his time anyway. So Yahowah, to his credit, did not embarrass Moshe. And that's important for us too, Kirk, because
it's comforting.
When you do what we do, and you do an extemporaneous radio program like this, or you write tens of thousands of pages of books and you post it all online, you're bound to make a mistake here and there. And now you're subject to criticism. But God's style is that if you're willing to work with him and do the best job you can, he's got your back.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to protect his guy, even if his guy stumbles from time to time. He had Moshe's back. He protected his credibility. The rock performed, even though Moshe did not do what he was supposed to do. So God's going to talk to Moshe privately about what was wrong, but he did not embarrass him in front of his people. Pretty cool for God to respond that way. So therefore, I mean, it's a big deal, actually. It should make you comfortable and be willing to do what we're doing here. Put yourself out in the battle line.
Front line sort of thing.
Fighting against religion and politics and all the things that are popular, disgruntled individuals like the children of Yisra'el. You should have the courage to go out there and do it, knowing that even if you do occasionally trip over your tongue, that God's going to support you. He's not going to tell you that what you did was right, but he is not going to let you hang out there all on your own. You're part of a team, and he is a pleasure to work for. So therefore, Yahowah said to Moshe and to Aaron, because you did not place your trust in me, you were not trustworthy. Ouch.
Ouch, no kidding.
He did it privately.
I know.
For the purpose of demonstrating that I am unique, special, and set apart before the eyes of the children of Yisra'el. Therefore, the correct approach is that you will not bring this contingent community into the land, which to show the way to the benefits of the relationship I gave to them. Now, most people want to say, well, that's pretty meaner of God. Now, he puts up with these people for 40 years. Meaner. Okay, what's the big deal? Struck the rock, gave water, talked to the rock, give water. It's a pretty significant penalty. No, it isn't. It's not a penalty at all. It's a tremendous benefit. God's saying, all right, I get it. We've been doing this a long time. You had a senior moment. We're just going to move past it, but I'm not going to burden you with this anymore. After a while, Dode burned out. It is hard. The responsibilities are significant. I've done this now for 20 years, averaging 10 hours a day, 6 and 7 days a week. And there are moments where you say, wow, I think I need a break. Time is short. The mission is important. And fortunately, there are very few people willing to engage. And so we shoulder on.